I've got the spores, the sickness. There's the twins in my brain.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another special episode of the Kulset Chronicles, where it is going to be the final episode of the 2024 Kulset Chronicles. How are you feeling, Johannes, about the entire year?
I would say I'm not disappointing, but I'm also not 100% satisfied. I wanted to do a bit better. I mean, our ultimate goal this year was to win a stage in the Tour de France, and we didn't get it. So that's of course a small disappointment just there. But I'm happy with the way I've fought back after crashes and etc. So yeah, in general, it's been good learning, and I've had a lot of debuts in big races, so I think the experience will help me a lot in the coming years.
Yeah, from when we were talking, I think they had like the Mallorca races, didn't we? Then Tour of Oman and the progress. So we all thought that you would be going into the Tour de France, but like to see all of them, you've done 2 monuments, haven't you, this year? Tour de France as well. The progress is poof. It's there for potential, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's been really a lot. I think it's a bit of a mixed feeling. I'm super happy of how much kind of the team trusts me, but also it's been, of course, a big step for me to go from I don't know, maybe last year I would guess 40, maximum 50 race days, and it was a lot of 1.2 races and 2.2, and this year I've almost only done World Tour races and then some pro races. So it's been super hard. I mean, the level is so hard. So it's been hard to compete every races, but I'm satisfied of how well I've progressed in the physical aspect. Some better results, but physical is most important, because then I will for sure get some result next year.
At first, when you first made the step up, did you feel overwhelmed particularly at all?
No, I don't think. I think in general you're just so hyped and ready to go full gas. But now, almost 10 months later, you're feeling a bit tired. So yeah, I really feel that the head needs some recovery. I've had, I think, slightly under 70 race days. That isn't like crazy. But then if you add the altitude camp, and also that I had a pretty serious accident with surgery and everything like that. So it's been a mentally challenging and mentally challenging year, and some difficulties. But now the end is near of the season, and then you can get a reset and then try again next year and do a bit better.
Yeah, you've certainly fought back from a lot of stuff that cycling has thrown at you already in your 1 year of pro, which is poof, not very nice, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think the for sure the big thing was the crash in the altitude camp. I think that meant a lot. Of course, I didn't get to finish the camp and all the trains. I wouldn't say it was a waste of time, but of course, it feels a bit like that when you can't train for a while after that. And also, because of the Tour de France, of course, I was a bit stressed after the crash. I was really going early into training again. I mean, of course, maybe it's some people would say it's pretty impressive that I could train like 3 or 4 days after surgery, but over time it maybe took a bit out of me that I stressed that much at that time. But I mean, I made it to the Tour de France, so in that aspect it was worth it. But in the aftermath, maybe I should have chilled a bit more when I first crashed. But it's been a bit up and down. But I mean, I raced the Tour de France, and I did my best, and it's I can't say it's been a bad year, because I've been like the youngest in really a lot of years in the Tour de France. So that's something, I guess.
Yeah, one for the history books, really, isn't it, as well? And I think for Norwegian cycling as well, it's very promising. But
yeah. I mean, we have a lot of names now, so that's really fun to be a part of it.
that's going to be fun next year. Is Nordhagen making a step up? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
He
that's yeah.
crazy. He's very good, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but going back to since we last spoke, it was before the World Championships, wasn't it? And obviously, you raced in the under-23 World Championships. Do you want to tell us more about what happened there? Because you was on the offensive, wasn't you, a little bit?
Yeah. The World Championship, it was yeah, I think in my opinion the parkour was maybe a bit less climbing than people maybe thought before the race. I mean, Pogacar won, but that wasn't really because he is a climber. That's just because he's the best. I think I mean with Tom Scoins and Van der Poel and also Marcus Holgaard, you saw it was a lot of classic riders. And then for me, I was a bit scared, I have to admit. I think the U23 race was pretty crazy with a big crash already in the neutral zone, and yeah, I knew about the crash of in the junior race the day before, so my head was like I was not 100% comfortable, so I was a bit behind at the start and had to use a lot of energy to get back after the crash on the flat part. But then I get back into the group, into the rounds, and then I felt pretty good. So yeah, I went, I would say full gas with Morgado and some other guys, with maybe, I think it was 60K to go or something. And I thought that maybe this was going to be the move. But the Swiss guys with the Christian brothers and the rest of the team was super strong. So they pulled all out to catch us into the next climb. And then when he went, it was like, oof, the power he had that day was he was really flying. And yeah, I really wish they won because he's a nice friend and super good guy, and it was on home road, so that would be fun. But I think it was maybe not the smartest move of him to go that early, but he's teammate of Pogacar, so of course he want to be like him. But if he would have waited one round, he would have won for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I just used a lot of energy early, and then the timing of Kristen's attack was really bad for me. And also you saw with Morgado, he was in the same position as me, and yeah, we suffered a bit from that. And I think the result in the end was kind of as worse as it could have been. Me and Morgado and Meno Hoising, we were super close to stay with the group that eventually catched Kristen at the last lap, but we were like 5 seconds behind on the top, and then we never got back because when you're dropping a bit from the front group, then the front group they're not getting motor pacing, but it's like just having all the cars and safety motorbikes and everything just 10 meters in front of you really it makes a huge difference on the pace. So to kind of catch back, that's really hard when the group in front of you is slightly bigger. So then the race was basically over. But I mean, the power I did on the day was some of the best I've done. Like I had 4 hours of 340 normalized, and that's a lot for me on my size. So I could only imagine what the Kristen had in front solo. So yeah, it was a really cool race, and I think it was a great, really just a great race of maybe the last U23 race where it's going to be professionals in it, because that was you really showed a lot of potential in riders. I mean, it was a really cool race.
Basically, a race of wonder kids, wasn't it? Let's be honest. And
yeah, really, yeah,
and just literally
100%.
poof. There's maybe 20, 30 maybe in there of all super talented riders.
Yeah,
and the weather as well.
The weather was crazy, and I think it was maybe 25 professionals on the start list or something like that. So we know it was going to be hard, but I think at the start line it was like 18, 19 degrees and a bit sun, and then you had no base layers and everybody was racing in short, and then it was like the rain was falling like crazy, and that was a really challenging day. But some handled it better than others, and then for me, I was satisfied with the feeling, but I had a bit of maybe a bit of bad luck with when Kristen attacked, but also just missed a bit punch when the group splitted.
Yeah, it's just poof. That attack, I think, geez, it's like poof.
I was when they went past me, then I was like sitting on 500, and then they went past, and then I was like watching down, and then I'm almost at 600, and it's still like
A
maybe
massive gap. You're
1 minute
like,
to the top, and then he
what?
attacked, and I was like, wow, that's crazy because I'm
Even
already
sit there, just
doing like mad
start,
powers.
yeah,
Yeah.
just
So then
start
I was like,
clapping as
yeah,
well.
I'm out of here.
Man, imagine if you raced in the elite race, yeah, and you get Pogacar next to you, and you're doing like the best you ever can, yeah, or like
Yeah,
other riders. The thing is, like, and it's not demoralizing if you're lined up next to him. For you, obviously,
yeah,
you're probably his biggest fan. I'll be honest.
yeah. I mean, well, sometimes it actually is a bit demoralizing to see
Exactly, yeah.
how good the best are, but I think it's like behind Pogacar and Remco, then it's pretty like
There's a big gap.
it's like it's a big gap up to the best guys, but then it's like
Uh,
the fight
gr
for top
Group
5,
together,
top
yeah.
10, then it's not that far, so it's a mixed feeling. But I think I really just hope that somebody can catch the gap to Pogacar because it's of course really cool to see him because he seems like a really great guy. But I think the whole peloton is agreeing that, or the fan base is agreeing that
Yeah,
it
and
might not be good
mm,
for the coming years if he's going to continue like this. That he is basically like the worst in, or like the Norwegian in cross country skiing. I mean, nobody cares because they are winning everything, and that's really how Pogacar is now. But I think somebody will eventually get closer.
yeah, a lot of people are starting to like kind of turn their opinions on him from being entertaining to now boring, which just shows how
Yeah.
fickle people are. Let's be honest, there.
Yeah, I think it's too early to say that he's boring because the thing he's doing has never been done before. So he is just
Exactly that.
special, and then you have to kind of just enjoy it. And then maybe if he has done it, if we're sitting here in 3 years and it's still the same, then we can say it's boring. But this was like the first year where it was like just on a different level. So I think it's too early to call it boring.
And the thing is, not even his peak power. So yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy that. I would
Yeah.
not like to ride against that. But yeah, moving on to the Italian races now, where you've been having a vacation in Italy. I put it in quotation marks. How has
Yeah.
that been for a start?
Yeah, it's been my feeling has been great. I think it's a bit boring that it's so many days between the races. I think with the
Mm.
Piemonte and Lombardia, that was really great. It was one Piemonte and then 1 day and then Lombardia, but now it was 3 days after Lombardia and then 3 days now until the Veneto Classic. So yeah, when you're seeing people at home having fun and they are having off season and you're still
You're
suffering
dragged
in
out of it, innit?
yeah, and it's super bad weather here. And if it's nice weather, then it's nice, of course. But now it's been just raining the whole week. So it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit hard. But yeah, then it's really great races. So yeah, we enjoy the races, and we are a great group here. So that makes it a bit easier to wait for the races.
I mean, yeah, I've seen a lot of the things on social media. It looks like you're having some great fun.
Yeah,
And yeah,
my fiance said before the trip that we're probably going to have a coffee stop every day. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's post every day we're having stop. But then until the last 2 days, we had every day. But now it's been so bad weather that we
can't
couldn't
do
have it
anything, can
because it's just super cold and we just have to get in the shower and get the heat back. So yeah, that was not what we were hoping for. But yeah, the races are really nice.
yeah, I mean, as well, when there's not Pogacar in it as well, I mean, it gives you a little chance, doesn't it, as well, to just
Yeah.
have a chance. Tobias as well, very strong in the race as well.
Yeah.
It's nice to see him shine, really, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think Piemonte was a really great start. We were after the split. I was in the front with I think we were around 9-10 guys in the front after the climb in Piemonte, and then Andreas and Tobias was in the group behind, and then we were 3 guys in a 15-man front group. So that was a really great sign. And then even though it was only 6th place, it was a really strong race in that parkour for us. So we had pretty high expectation for the Lombardia, and I think the same 3 of us felt really good. But yeah, we were just maybe a bit lazy, or I don't know. It was just bad of us to be in a bad position before the downhill section of before the last climb, because then it was a big split and we never got back. And then when you're 40 seconds behind Pogacar and Sivakov pushing 7 watt per kilo, then it's like then it's like, even though I'm pacing for Tobias in the bottom and hoping that people will drop back from the peloton, and I'm pushing like 380, 390 steady, and when you see the Strava segments later, we're losing like 1 minute first 3 minutes because they are doing so fast in the front. So yeah, we felt good, but we really lost the race in the downhill section because of the bad position. So that was kind of just a mistake. I think none of us had done that downhill section before, and we hadn't done a recon. And it's easy to say I just look at the street view, but it's not really like that, because on street view
is it?
No, every downhill is looking technical on maps. So you really have to see it to know how technical it is. So yeah, I mean, in Lombardia it's 6.5 hours, and I know that if I'm going to fight for top 10, I need to save energy every possible way. So then I want to kind of drop behind a bit on the top and then catch them in the descent. But here it was like, okay, when I catch the back of the peloton, then it was like 1 minute to the front, because it was such a big stretch and also a gap. Yeah. So that was that race. So a bit disappointing, but yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, it's just it's unlucky as what I said as well. In the downhills, on the TV, like the corners in the downhills, the hairpins, they look very, very treacherous, didn't they? You see Pogacar taking it very, very slowly. Remco as well, going slowly and having to push hard out the corners. That looked a bit oof.
Yeah, it was. I think the downhills in Italy is something different. It's it's, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's just like you just really have to do it to kind of get the feeling. But it's a lot of fun, but also really stressful.
Yeah, but now we're going to move on to 2025 for the roundup. What is your season going to look like next year, and what do you look to improve on?
It will probably be pretty similar to this year. I think I will do a lot of the same races. I hope to maybe go back to Oman. I think that suits me really good with the steep climbs. And then I want to still improve on my puncher abilities, because I mean, you see that great punchers will eventually also be great climbers. I mean, Tobias, I think he started more like a puncher, and then he have eventually kind of evolved into more of a climber, and then of course he still have great punch. So I want to just kind of improve the kick I have to the top level to fight for top result in races, and then just I'm not the best in anything, so I have to just improve. I just want to improve everything, so I don't really have any special things. I just want to be better at everything, because I need that and I want that.
Would a possible another Grand Tour be on the cards for you as well, do you think?
Yeah, for sure. We don't know yet, of course, but we hope maybe next year we can get 2 Grand Tours. That would be amazing. But of course, if we also only get one, that's good. And then I hope. I mean, I got selected this year, so I really hope I'm not getting better, so I won't be selected next year. But of course, we have a stronger team next year as well with Andreas Kulset. But and Leknessund, he will. I'm 100% sure he will have a massive season next year. So yeah, just yeah, I want to improve, and then of course I will get the Grand Tour next year. But yeah, I don't know which one yet.
Yeah, because poof, the teams in and around you. Pitcock the Q36.5,
Yeah,
like, huh? And then you see all the other signings as well, which are Astana as well. It will get obviously probably getting relegated, but they have an absolute war fund now, don't they? They're picking up riders. But yeah, how is the team planning to become a World Tour team still in 2026?
I think I will know a bit more in the coming weeks when we plan a bit more with the riders. But I think, of course, we have to have if we really want to be a World Tour team in 2026, then we have to have a really big focus on the one-day races, because of course, I think everybody can agree that the UCI point system is really a joke. The way it's one-day race versus stage race system is just crazy. I mean, you can do 7 days in Catalonia, and you can race with the 10 best climbers in the world, and you get the same amount of points and, as I don't know, Brugge de Panne in a one-day race of 4 hours or something. So
Mm.
I don't know how they ended up with that system, but yeah, that's how it is, and then you have to adjust to that. So I think Christoph and also Tobias in the different races, in the one-day races, will be really important. I think all the one-day races, hilly races, with where Tobias would have won this year if it wasn't for the weird finish line, and then when he broke his collarbone, I think all those races suits him really good. So I hope he
Yeah,
will race a lot of those races, and then he can do really good. So yeah, I hope to race a lot with him and help him a lot this next year, because yeah, I really enjoy racing with him, and as it stands now, he is a bit better than me, and then I enjoy helping him, and then maybe I can be a bit better, and then we can help each other as well. So yeah, but I think the team just probably will focus on one-day races. That's my guess. I will be surprised if we are not doing that, and then yeah, but we will see.
yeah, and obviously you have the new coach as well coming in, new head coach.
Yeah,
That is exciting, I think, for a lot of people, especially because considering who he's coached before. Are you
yeah.
excited by that as well? Because I think, poof, some
Yeah,
training plans coming in.
that's really a big signing, I would say. Yeah, he must be the most, or one of the most famous coaches in Norway. I mean, he's super successful with the triathlon guys. So to have him with all his all his data and how you should train and how the body works is super big. I mean, he's super nerdy. He knows everything about power and heart rate and altitude, and yeah, all those data things that Dieter will love to hear about. So
No.
I think that will be super exciting. I think he can be a great signing for us, and really make a difference for all of the riders. And yeah, but we'll see. I think yeah, I really look forward to meeting.
Hey, that's some serious firepower if it all goes to plan, isn't it? I will be honest here.
Yeah, I really it's a lot to look forward to. So now it's 2 more days on the bike, and then a bit of off, and then it's
Yeah.
yeah, on for next year.
And what is your off season going to be looking like? Have you got it all planned out or?
I mean, with season ending so late, it's hard to get a
Do
lot of
anything
months
really.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, we'll be with my family and my fiance, of course. We always have a kind of a family trip in the weekend after the season, with like the whole family, with aunties and uncles and everything like that. So that will be nice. And then in 1.5 week, we go to kick off with the team in Denmark. So that will be 3-4 days with testing and lots of fun. And then of course I will have some more time off, and then I will go to Spain in late November and start training really again. And then then it will be a bit on and off with the football trainer at home and then going to Spain. So yeah, this year I've decided to be in Norway in December to stay with my fiance and enjoy the winter in Norway a bit, since the last years I've not been able to do that. So yeah, and then more warmer weather in the next year.
But the grind never stops, does it? Let's be honest there, flipping out, especially for you. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, now the Swift season is really starting, so I'm ready for it.
Crazy stuff. But yeah, guys, that's all we have time for in this episode of the Kulset Chronicles. It's been my pleasure to have Johannes over the year join us, and we are going to be looking forward to it next year, where we will continue this going forward. Thank you, Johannes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
I've got the spots, the sickness. There's the twins in my brain.